Hey guys, I am Beltran. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video subject matter is the left and the right is a social construct designed to divide us. Now, before I continue, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported the last video. I will be discussing far more issues, I think, than I will be politics. I'm happy in politics. I love to discuss it because it is one of my favorite subjects. So I'll still be delving into politics, but the last video was about a real issue, child sex abuse. And the video circulated relatively fast, and it seems to me that many people are quite pleased that I've taken on this topic. And so I'll be doing child sex abuse maybe once every 3 weeks in a series. And I have all these different contacts, and it's a very intense rabbit hole, let me tell you that much. But today's video subject matter, let's continue. So what is the left? What is the right? I understand this subject quite well because I studied it for a more in-depth cognizing. I am someone who has a passion for political commentary, the political world, and I understand the political compass. I think most people do. But this is a notion we have all bought into. We have adopted this political compass as a way to give ourselves some form of identity, at least a political identity. It is my position now that we move beyond this construct, which has been designed to cause division between us. Realize that this human construct has been designed obviously to gauge where we identify ourselves politically. It's also a device that creates division, not unity between the people. Then we have the media that decides to amplify the drama and heighten the drama on both sides. If one decides to participate within this drama, something we're all guilty of, well then you are being used by the powers that be. You are wings on the same bird. Look, it's also difficult not to engage in some of the drama because evidently one side is worse than the other. At least with the side that I lean on, we're looking for moral objectivity based on a biblical foundation. Either way, I will not be accused of not being able to be impartial. Both sides can and have been extremely insidious. So if you choose to look beyond this paradigm, you will see things far clearer. You will be able to move beyond the petty shackles of the political blame game. And look, I understand that I'm charting extremely esoteric territory right now, but it is extremely interesting, enlightening, and educational to be at the point where I am. False dichotomies. Let's focus on the concept of choice. Aren't you curious about the concept of pairs? They appear on both sides of the spectrum, in extremes of course. Each is designed to call out the other side. Anytime our media and our politicians are attempting to program the masses, they throw out these illusions of choice. It actually becomes really obvious when you realize what you're looking for, but essentially black versus white, fat versus skinny, Jew versus Gentile, Christian versus Muslim, men versus women, gay versus straight, the list goes on. We are being turned against each other. It's not Trump doing it, it's everything else. So what are we even arguing about? It's understandable that we seek out the flaws in society, we seek out the flaws in the system, and we gather up as a collective, because as a collective you have unity and there are power in numbers. Then we dissent from the powers at play so we can improve society, and henceforth this explains the left and right paradigm. Granted, one side has actually strayed so far from the traditional moral norms that we once valued, but that is not to say that neither side is abundantly, blatantly with hypocrisies. Both sides are riddled with disgusting double standards. Remove yourself from the anchors and the shackles of what they want you to see and realize that you are not a person, you are an entity. Since the day you were born, you have been captured, recorded, and documented. Your name is captured in capitals as a corporation. This is how the higher-ups, the elites, the globalists, the Vatican, this is how they have their system, one to which you had no consent over, but are enslaved to. The current world we are living in is a fiction, but one to which we have the power to segregate ourselves from. You are an individual. You are a living being. You have an identity outside what they have captured on that piece of paper. According to California Law Review Incorporated, there is a paper written by Paul Freimer. It is titled, "Debating the Causes of Party Polarization in America." Now in this paper, he makes a point about institutional structures. Now what he is trying to illustrate in his paper is not essentially what I'm trying to illustrate in this video. However, this portion is applicable. Quote, "This is a product of having an institutional structure that impedes the formation of a national consensus. The incentives created by such electoral rules tend to lead to greater moderation rather than party polarization. This may allow, I should stress, for a series of years or potentially decades when even small changes in institutional design can have a significant impact on national politics. Institutional design is not entirely insulated from a variety of short-term exogenous shocks such as changing technology, war, the economy, and movements in popular opinion. But these features of institutional design ought to serve as an enduring moderating influence unless the exogenous force is so sharp as to fundamentally reshape. Essentially, the way things are because of a current political system. Whatever these benefits are to the system, it leads to a greater fairness overall instead of polarization. According to him, that's not particularly relevant to me, and it can be an extremely long way to see any effect of these institutional structures. The system isn't foolproof. It does, in fact, allow outside forces to make certain changes, at least little ones, whether it be changing technology or changing trends. Either way, the institutional design is there as a measure. Look beyond it. Do not depend on it. It is there so you have a generic understanding of your political label. And remember, while labels are important, I think labels are good. They do assist you in understanding yourself. Don't get sucked in to the orchestrated division. That is their goal. Move beyond it. I would like to end this video with a quote from Russian philosopher Alexander Dugin. "It is impossible to determine where the right and the left are located in relation to post-liberalism. There are only two positions, compliance, the center, and dissent, the periphery. Both positions are global." So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I don't mind either way. Subscribe, click the bell. All my social media links are in the description box below. You can also catch me on Rationalize TV, BitChute, and please follow me on Telegram. Be kind to one another. See you later.